Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, how are you? Hope you are fine. In this session, today we are going to talk about stories of prophets. And in this session, we are going to have a brief discussion about Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Let us start today's virtual class. And Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, his story is one of the most described and detailed and fascinating story in the Quran, which has been defined as the Ahsanul Qisas chapter on Surah Yusuf. The Quran starts with the story of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, which begins with a dream and ends with its interpretation. Chapter Surah Yusuf, it starts with the story and ends with it starts with a dream. Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam starts off with a dream and it ends with its interpretation. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, he was the son of Prophet Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam. In the biblical terminology, Yusuf is described as Joseph and Yaqub as Jacob. The Quran goes on to state that the dream of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, when Quran says, "O my father, verily I saw 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating themselves to me. O my son, relate not your vision to your brothers, lest they arrange a plot against you. Verily, Shaitan is to man an open enemy." Prophet Yusuf, he saw a dream, he saw 11 stars, he saw sun and the moon, they all prostrating to himself, to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. They prostrating to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. यानी यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने जो है 11 तारों को देखा और सूरज को देखा और चाँद को देखा कि वो उसको सजदा करते हैं, जैसे कि यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने कहा रअयतुहुम ली साजिदीन। तो याकूब अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम ने अपने बेटे से कहा ला तक़सुस रुय्याका अला इख़वतिका, मेरे बेटे इस ख्वाब को अपने भाइयों से बयान मत करना। So Quran goes on to state that Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam had a dream and Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam advised Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam not to tell about the dream to his brothers, lest they become jealous. Prophet Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, the father of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, had 12 children, and Yusuf and Binyamin, Joseph and Benjamin, they were from one mother. Because of their refined qualities, the father loved the two more than his other children and would not let them out of sight. That got jealousy in Yusuf's brothers, so they plotted against him, that is, against Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam was loving Yusuf and Benjamin more than any other children, and that became the bone of contention, and they plotted against Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. The brothers of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam plot against Yusuf. They told their father to send Yusuf with them so that they can play and they would care him as they are his well wishers. As per plot, they were trying to snatch Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam from his father Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam, and Quran goes on to say, truly, it saddens me that you should take him away. I fear a wolf devours him while you are careless of him. They said, of a wolf devours him while we are strong group, then surely we are losers. They promised Yaqub alayhi salatu wasalam that they would protect Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. They would not allow any wolf, any wild animal to harm Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. The plan worked well and they cast him into the deep well as per plan. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was thrown into a deep and abandoned well. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Hazrat Yusuf and he was not harmed there. And Yusuf's brothers came to their father weeping that Yusuf was killed by a wolf, showing blood-soaked Yusuf's shirt. They came back and told their father that Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was killed by a wild animal and his shirt was soaked in uh, in a blood that was of some animal. And Yaqub, as he was also a prophet of Allah, he knew well that they were lying. They have plotted against Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Karwan finds a boy in the well. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was thrown into the well, and by the chance, a caravan was on its way to Egypt that halted at this famous well for water. And they sent a man to fetch some water, and when the man came into the well and he found the boy holding the rope of the bucket. They saw a handsome boy and took him to Egypt, far away from his homeland of Canaan. And Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam was sold for a very low price to Aziz Misr, chief minister of Egypt. And Yusuf's handsomeness became the talk of the town. He was the most attractive they had ever seen. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam को अल्लाह ताला ने इंतहाई हुसैन और जमील बनाया था, और जब अजीज़ मिस्र के हाथों जो है कारवान ने उसको बेच डाला तो यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम की खूबसूरती के किस्से मशहूर हो गए. Yusuf was always polite and humble. Qualities of Yusuf. He was given wisdom and knowledge. He was given the art of conversation, captivating those who heard him. He was given nobility and self-restraint. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam the knowledge of interpretation of dreams. ख्वाबों की ताबीर का इल्म अल्लाह ने हज़रत यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम को बदर्री अतम अता किया था. So, Yusuf अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम now landed in the house of Aziz Misr. Zuleika's feelings for Yusuf. The wife of the chief minister, Zuleika, watches Yusuf day in and day out. She sat with him, talked with him, listened to him. Yusuf was soon confronted with his second trial. Zuleika couldn't resist her from handsome Yusuf, and she was inclined towards Yusuf. Because of the attractiveness of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, Zuleika too was attracted to Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and with the passage of time, she tried to seduce him. Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam sought refuge in Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped him to keep him away from the evil. The story of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, as has been described as one of the fascinating and detailed one in the Holy Quran. The whole chapter has been ascribed uh, to the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam and his trials and tribulations, his going into the prison, interpretation of dreams, and eventually becoming the an important minister uh, in the Egyptian cabinet, and solving the various problems which the country, which Egypt was facing at that time, particularly of drought at that time, and so on and so forth. In the next session, inshallah, we will be going to discuss the next important events related with the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Till then,